The Wonderful World of Darklords. Report D23, The Kingdom of the Sun. I must apologize for the condition of my handwriting. I am doing the best I can to complete my report, but my current state makes it challenging, to say the least. Despite my lack of opposable thumbs, I have found that I can hold a quill if I put on little spectacles and look as officious as possible while writing, so I suppose I must commit to the bit. Yes. About that lack of opposable thumbs, I appear to have been transformed into a llama. The Lord. My troubles began shortly after I arrived at the palace, former home of the late unlamented Emperor Kuzco, and now home of his erstwhile advisor, Yzma. Yzma's henchman, Kronk, was a sweet, if dull-witted fellow, and I found myself frustrated by Yzma's treatment of him. She constantly belittled and abused him, and yet he continued to serve her with absolute devotion. The poor man genuinely seemed to believe that she was capable of feeling affection for him, and that his fidelity would someday be rewarded. This seems like it should lead to a moment of self-reflection. Why start now? At any rate, when I met with Yzma, she invited me to stay for dinner. Over some truly delicious spinach puffs, she told me that Kuzco had been murdered by a demon llama, and asked me for my help in bringing the contemptible camelid to justice. I declined, informing her that while I wished her luck in her endeavors, such an undertaking would detract from my ability to write a report. Yzma seemed to accept my refusal, and toasted my health, at which point, well, llama. She told me that she would turn me back to my true form only when I brought her the demon llama, who was, in fact, Emperor Kuzco. This is the stupidest domain I've ever been to. The land. My search for Kuzco gave me ample time to explore the domain. Not that there was much to explore. There's a palace, and a jungle, and a village with lovely sun exposure, and a restaurant that serves giant bugs. This place is nothing, Yensid! Dread possibilities. After some time scouring the jungle, I was able to obtain the aid of a squirrel who harbored a grudge against Kuzco, and it led me to a field where the Emperor was brooding. My initial reaction was to enlist his help against Yzma, but I discovered in short order that he was so arrogant and boorish as to make Yzma seem pleasant in comparison. I have no idea why I would choose to yoke myself to someone so infuriatingly self-centered. I was unable to make the gestures necessary for most of my spells with my useless two-toed llama feat, but thankfully, vicious mockery does not require them, and I taunted Kuzco into unconsciousness. I've dragged him most of the way to the palace. I had to use my mouth to do so. He tastes disgusting. I look forward to bringing him to Yzma and—
Oh my morning, Lord. You're not just gonna take him to Yzma, are you?
Wait. Sailor Star? Are you my shoulder angel?
Yeah. How many times are we gonna have a conversation about not letting yourself get bossed around by ancient withered jerk faces of magical laboratories?
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Kuzco's one of the most annoying people we've run into over the past 4 years. Why are you showing up for him? I really could have used a shoulder angel in Wonderland, you know.
You got me instead.
How are you my shoulder devil? Didn't I kill you? Is this like foreshadowing that you're still alive, or—
Oh no. You killed the hell out of me. I'm super dead. The April Fool's Day episodes are never canon. Hey! She killed me too! Twinsies!
I did not. You willingly sacrificed yourself. They can re-listen to Sailor Moon if they don't believe me. I've made a lot of questionable decisions, but don't go putting that one on me.
Ignore her, Danielle. Take Cusco to Yzma. She's purple, and Kronk has a giant chin. Submitting to them will be the first step in your journey to our father.
Lawful evil nonsense. We're the pretty guardian who fights for love and for freedom, not the pretty guardian who fights for utilitarian consequentialism and for Malthusian theory.
You know what utilitarian consequentialism and Malthusian theory are?
I was a history professor, remember? I have layers. Next, she's probably going to tell you to make nice with Aslan.
No, absolutely not. He is just the worst.
Thank you!
Right?
He's all, my ways are secretive and I plan from deep within the shadows. So it's cool I didn't notice you getting tortured for 9 months, right?
Remember when she went to Darkon? Woe is me. I imply that I'm going to do terrible things to your family, and then you don't want to be my friend. My father never gets that maudlin in front of the help. It's tacky.
Guys? Weren't you supposed to be trying to convince me to do something?
Like, you never listened to us anyway.
But, oh, hey, you got away while you were arguing. That's great. That's just great. Thanks.
Well, that solves that problem. Hugsy kisses!
Why is this my life now? Parting thoughts. By using Silent Image to distract Kronk with an array of high-end cookware, I was able to sneak back into the palace and steal the human potion. Although, dangling an instant pot in front of him and then snatching it away is probably the cruelest thing I've ever done. Look, it's Emperor's New Groove. I can be as anachronistic as I want. As I entered the mists with a chef's hat as a talisman, I reflected on those mouth-watering spinach puffs. As simple-minded as Kronk may be, his culinary talents are extraordinary. I suppose this proves that the old adage is true. Anyone can cook. Regards, D.
You will have to excuse my voice. Skeever had the highly amusing idea to give me a fluffy kitten polymorph potion instead of my arcane cultivation elixir. And now I have some excellent news for my favorite little servant whose name I definitely remember. It's, S? No, that's not quite right, but close enough. Anyway, I'm going to be building a vacation castle in Salem, right on top of your house and your family's house. I'd mention your friends' houses as well, but we both know you don't have any of those. That spot gets just the right amount of sun for my elaborate swimming pool and 3-tiered water slide. Not to mention the view of Salem's historic waterfront. Lovely. It's my little present to myself for when I finally escape Darkon. I'm so happy.
This has been The Wonderful World of Darklords. We have no affiliation with Disney or Wizards of the Coast. All music recordings used in this episode are in the public domain and were obtained through museopen.org. Titles and links are in the show notes. Dialogue for Yensid was written by Aslan Rex himself, who you can follow on Tumblr at Darklord Aslan. The Wonderful World of Darklords logo was designed by Haylight Jones. You can find links to their work in the show notes. If you'd like to support the show, look for us on patreon.com or find our tip jar on Red Circle. Thanks for listening.